Morning, all. All right, so Friday night we've got 5 games in the National Hockey League. 2 of them starting at 4 o'clock Pacific, 1 an hour after that, and then 2 an hour past that. So it'll be done relatively early tonight. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start time between the Washington Capitals and the Buffalo Sabres. This should be an entertaining one. Buffalo's playing a lot better than the record would indicate. Washington won both meetings so far this year, so this is the third and final. The November 8th meeting, Washington won 5-3. On December 11th, Washington wins in a shootout 3-2. For the Caps, they're 35-20-10 overall. Last 10 games, they're 7-2-1. They've lost their last 2 in regulation. Away from home, they're 27-5. They're 4 points behind Tampa. Tampa's the number 1 wild card now, and they're 5 points behind the Rangers. On the Buffalo side, they are 23-33-8 overall. Last 10 games, they're 7-3. They've won 3 in a row. At home, they're 12-16-4. And they're 5 points behind Detroit, 1 point ahead of Philadelphia. So again, they've won 3 in a row. They've won 7 of their last 10. Buffalo is playing well. So we'll see how it goes tonight. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific as well, the start time between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the New York Rangers on February 26th. Pittsburgh wins this matchup 1-0. This is the second of 4 meetings. They'll meet again in 4 days' time on March 29th. They'll meet again on April 7th as well. On the Pittsburgh side of things, they're 39-16-10 overall. Last 10 games are 6-2-2. They lost their last game in extra time. They're 21-7-5 away from home. 3 points behind Carolina, 3 points ahead of the New York Rangers, who, of course, they're playing against. So this is a pretty big game. This should be game of the night. The Rangers 40-19-5 overall. Last 10 games, they're 6-4. They did lose their last game. At home, they're 26-3. So pretty good records overall for these teams. The Rangers 6 points behind Carolina, 3 points behind Pittsburgh. So they want to tighten up the division. And if the Rangers win this one in, say, a shootout, that'll really, really tighten things up, too. Because that'll put the Penguins within 2 points of Carolina, and it would put the Rangers within 4 points of Carolina and 2 points of Pittsburgh. So just thinking a 3-point game might be entertaining there, too. Then at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, the Columbus Blue Jackets in against the Winnipeg Jets. On November 24th, Columbus wins this one 3-0. So Winnipeg's already seen that Columbus is not bad, and in terms of overall records, Columbus 32-29-3. They've been winning their share of games, although 4-4-2 in their last 10. They did lose their last game overall. Away from home, they're 14-16-0. They're 2 points ahead of the charging New York Islanders, who also have 2 games in hand on Columbus. So yeah, the Islanders are going to be the best team below the playoff line in all likelihood. And for Columbus as well, they're now 8 points ahead of Detroit. On the Winnipeg side, they are 30-25-10. Their last 10 games are 6-4. They did lose their last game. At home, they're 17-13-2. They're 5 points behind Dallas, which is, of course, the team you're chasing for that second wildcard spot. And they're 4 points behind the Vegas Golden Knights, who are just beneath them. So the fact they have to they have to pass both Vegas and Dallas, it becomes a little bit daunting. And again, the Canucks got a point last night, so technically they're 1 point behind the Canucks too, although they haven't played as many games. But yeah, so for Winnipeg, the math gets a little dodgy. They need the win here, and then they need to win at home against Arizona. They need to really keep this run going. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific start time between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Colorado Avalanche. December 6th, Colorado wins this matchup in Philadelphia 7-5. So sloppy score there, but that makes for a very entertaining game. Philadelphia's 21-32-11. Their last 10 games are actually 5-4-1. They are 1 game above NHL 500 over their last 10. Not bad. And they did win last night in St. Louis. So Colorado should be pretty aware of the fact that Philadelphia seems to be playing better since the deadline. 8-17-5 away from home, though. 1 point behind Buffalo and 2 points ahead of both Ottawa and New Jersey. I think for the teams that have been seen as sellers for a while, I think there's that relief, knowing there aren't going to be any further changes to your team, and you're good. You don't have to worry about it anymore. I think that's why some teams actually play better after the deadline. Colorado, 45-14-5 is their overall record. Last 10 games, they're also 5-4-1, and they lost their last game against Vancouver. And at home, they're 25-4-3. They are 15 points ahead of Minnesota, who are now second in the Central Division. So some movement going on in both conferences. Also at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, the Arizona Coyotes in against the Calgary Flames. So this matchup on February 2nd, Calgary wins 4-2. The third and final meeting will be April 16th. For Arizona, they are 20, 39, and 4. Last 10 games, they're 6 and 4, but they have lost 3 in a row. Away from home, they're 11, 17, and 3. They are 2 points behind Seattle at the bottom of the West. Calgary, 38, 17, and 8 overall. Last 10 games, they're 6, 3, and 1. They lost their last game against San Jose. At home, they're 19, 6, and 6. They are now 5 points ahead of LA and 7 points ahead of Edmonton, who are both idle tonight, so they can pull to 7 points ahead of LA and 9 points ahead of Edmonton if they beat Arizona, which usually we would look at and say, yeah, Arizona, that's a winnable game, but Arizona's kind of due. We'll see. I'm not putting like an upset magnet up here for this one, but we'll see how things go tonight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Let me know who you think will win tonight. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.